But that's not, that is a historical thing. That's not just because of the small role that I have on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, but your slot,
you're changing the whole thing.
Yeah, but your slot, when it goes out, nobody listens. I have an asterisk. And an asterisk means at that time that the number of people who listen are so few they can't be counted. You know, the way that I pay you is solely down to the advertising I sell. Solely down there. Now, if I'm not selling any advertising, I can't pay you. You know, the presenters live and die by their audience figures. And if their audience figures aren't good, their history, they're gone. And that's it. That's the way they live, and that's part of being a presenter. Sorry.
I think it's a shame for all of us, actually. But there you go.
Well, you know, it's religion will still play a part of Sunday mornings. We're just going to do it a little bit differently. Yeah. That's all. So, okay.
Okay. Good luck.
All right. Thanks very much. Okay. Bye. He's God on the phone. Hello.
I feel rather cheesed off, actually, about the way it's all happened. I'm not the slightest bit surprised that he doesn't want to be paying any more for expertise than he has to. He has to. He's interested in business. He's interested in selling advertising, and that's the only thing that is... And I can understand that completely. It's about branding, it's about advertising, it's about market forces. That's the way all broadcasting is going.
I'm not here to be popular. I'm here to make the station successful. And, you know, we're going to bring an MD in who'll be popular, but he'll have the same drive and the same rules and the same ambitions as I have. But it's not a popularity contest in any way.
Back in the Northwest, John's won Manchester United commentary rights, but they'll only become exclusive locally next year. It'll cost him £250,000 annually. He'll need to get as much back as possible from a sponsor.
So we've got Man United. How much do you think we can get for that in sponsorship terms?
You'd say it's worth 200,000. You'd probably have to negotiate down to 150.
You got a few smiles. Yeah, that's great, terrific. And again?
There's a deal to be done somewhere. It's just a question of what deal. In an ideal world, you'd be able to get 200, but 150,000.
150.
There are companies out there with that sort of money. It's just a question of finding them. Now. Gotta go.
How much did we pay for this?
62 quid.
60 for a shirt?
For a shirt.
You're winding me up.
But it's the best shirt in the country.
62 quid.
We have just done a deal on rights to broadcast all home and away matches. It carries a price tag of £1 million over 4 years.
The advertising campaign's now in full swing. Derek's face is still noticeably absent.
This is Morgan in the Morning. It is 20 minutes to 11. That's right, 20 minutes to 11 now. And hi to you all. This is the greatest radio station. The greatest radio station in the whole of God's country.
Hi to everyone today who's locked into our brand new radio station in Wigan. So hi to everyone who's tuning today at the Galleries Shopping Centre in sunny Wigan.
Only test transmissions are taking place, but John's wasting no time in building up the audience ready for the launch.
New radio station for the Northwest.
It's the men who tune in first. And it's the females who come later. And when they come in, you have to be female friendly. Well, advertisers want to advertise to housewives, so we target all our music to a 39-year-old woman.
I feel so unsure as I take your hand.
I like the idea of every day I know people in the Northwest can switch on the radio and I can be talking to them. I mean, that's a great feeling of influence and power, that. I mean, I've spent my life wanting to win whatever I've done, whether it be in politics or in business or in family life or anything else. I've always wanted to win. I find it difficult to ever envisage things not being successful.
Did you want to...
But John's programme director is not so confident about Derek's chances of success.
did you want to have a talk about?
Well, only it's about Derek, really, John. I mean, we've got to get... He can't drive a desk. And I had him in the studio when we did the training last week. I mean, he's great at the personality stuff. As soon as he pushes the button, it's like this. And I want to get a tech op in to drive it regularly.
Nah. That's a lot of crap, Graham.
Yeah, but the fact is, it's a choice. You've either got him doing it right and pushing the buttons or copying up. And I mean, I think we've just got to be getting it right from day one. You know, that's why I want to take off for him.
Now, once you allow someone like Derek Hatton to be driven, you're never going to get him behind the desk properly. But why should we go to more expense?
But we're going to end up with it as a spoiling the ship for a heap of the time for the sake of a tech op, in my opinion.
You can be in the studio with him. I mean, you know, you're the programmer. You sit in the studio with him, but he sits at the desk. He drives the desk. If you want to stand behind him and ensure that all the things are going well, then that's fine. But we're not putting a tech op in to do something which I'm paying Derek to do.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2.
If you say, oh, Derek, we're going to look after you because you're a celebrity, we're going to wrap you in cotton wool, we're going to get someone to drive the desk for you, he's going to say, oh, thanks very much. I'm paying this guy a lot of money. He should be able, can he drive a car? He can drive a 40, 50,000 pound bloody car. He can drive a desk. There's no other way out of it.
Right.
Okay.
This is the Derek Hatton Lunchtime Phone-In on Century 105. Call now on 0161 400 0000.
Yes, this is Derek Hatton on Century 105. The number is 0161 400 0000. And on line 1 we have...
Liverpool.
Sorry?
Sean from Liverpool.
Sean, how are you, Sean?
Start
that again. Get away, Sean. Start again. I'll come back to you in a minute.
Okay, take his fader down. Now, hang on. Put it back down. Hang on.
Try to put it back on. What's the name on
Well,
hold?
don't press buttons if you don't know what you're pressing.
This is Century 105 News.
Century 105.
The headlines: Blackpool on the up after tower sale, twin...
The station is now stepping up to doing dry runs in the studios 24 hours a day. And Scotty McClue's warming up too. His show could upset the radio authority and even affect the licence.
He'd no right to tell that man he was thick. He said,
Scotty,
well, why have I no right to tell the man he's
thick
when he is thick?
No, I'm not on about that. I'm on about the fact that you get someone from Oldham. I don't want you saying everybody in Oldham's thick.
I call them thick because they sound thick.
You're missing the whole bloody point.
You know,
You're thick here. Listen to what I'm saying.
On from Oldham and they'll say, hey, hey, hey.
So you're saying everyone from Oldham's thick?
No, I'm not saying that.
Well, that's my point.
No, but I'm not saying the thick, but I'm saying that a lot of people from certain areas sound thick. I do take it to the line, take it right up to the line, and the byproduct of that is you're going to upset some people. I don't want to upset him, because he's my boss, and he's bought the product. He's bought Scotty McClue's megaphone-in. Now I'm going to do a big business for him. But if I cross the line, you know, he'll axe the show. But I don't think I do cross the line. And I've said, where are you phoning from? They said, I'm phoning from Bolton. And I said, oh, well, that explains it.
Well, that's
because
humour.
I think that's
no, listen,
humour.
no,
yeah,
that's
but
humour.
I don't think I'm then saying
I'm not
anybody from
fighting
Bolton.
against that. But what I'm saying is that occasionally you come on and say, I'm sick of this, love. Every person from Manchester is thick.
Yeah.
And that's what upsets people.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is I can't defend that with the radio authority.
Sure.
I can defend to the cows come home you saying, he called this person thickhead. Yeah. And I can say, well, I listened to the tape and I agree with him.
Yeah,
I can't defend everyone from Manchester's thick because they're plainly not.
The first bollocking and we're not even on air yet.
Everything's been having a pretty bumpy ride, including the sponsorship deal from Manchester United.
The problem with these deals is they're always fraught, and until you've got something in writing, people can tell you they're going to do a deal. They've got an interest in taking you as late as possible so that they get the price down. So it's been tense, very tense. But we have done a deal with Northwest Ford dealers. It's fantastic news. It's absolutely fantastic.
So John's got most of the sponsorship he needs to balance his books. But now there's another problem with numbers.
When we won the licence, we agreed to do so much speech. 40% of my output must be speech. But because we hired Degsy, and I'm not prepared at this stage to let him do 2 hours of a phone-in, I'm only going to let him do 1 hour, means I'm right on the borderline of my speech. In fact, I'm under it. So I've got to ensure that all the other presenters do more speech to compensate for Degsy not doing enough speech. So there's a lot riding on him, really.
Stop, I think.